I found it offensive that he pretty much judged me, or she judged me.
Guys, hope you're well. My name is Jay. Welcome to the channel. Good morning, good afternoon and good evening. Just thought I'd jump on and just explain to you that the first part of the video I'm using the lav mic because I'm using a different helmet. Unfortunately the wires were broke in the lav mic, which I'd later on discovered, so I had to halfway through use the wireless mic, so you will see the difference there. There was a few sort of where it was dropping out in the first part of the video on the lav mic because it was broken, but hopefully I've got as much as I can out, but there will be still some sort of deviations, if you like, in that, so I do apologise in advance. Let's get back on the bike.
Perfect conditions, look at it, absolutely perfect. Not going to miss this opportunity. So it really has been a rough week this week, one that I don't really want to repeat. First of all, hope the audio's okay. I've gone back to the traditional lav mic, but a bit rusty on the setup, so I'm hoping it's not peaking too much. It's only a temporary thing until I work out where the wireless mic goes in this helmet. Anyway, that's by the by. So, just talking about probably one of the worst weeks I've had. Today is a beautiful day. It's Saturday the 5th of October here in sunny UK for now. Weather's going to deteriorate after today, so I wasn't going to miss up on this opportunity to get out on the bike. So on Monday this week, and I will go into this a little bit more as well, I got a phone call Monday morning, 7:30, from my sister. I don't mind sharing it with this with you guys, because you people who are regular visitors to the channel, it comes part and package of riding the bike, so we'll do it whilst riding the bike. So yeah, Monday I got a call from my sister saying that my mum had been rushed into hospital, or she had to take her to hospital with suspected stroke. Unfortunately, those rumours were confirmed, and it was a massive shock to the system. Massive shock to the system, as any of you who have been through this will know. Now, for me, few people know this, there's a lot probably don't know this, but when I was younger, when I was 4 months old, my dad died in a car accident. So I've only really ever had my mum as the parent, playing the roles of two parents. And and growing up at school, it was quite, let's just say it wasn't the nicest, because I felt like that it was my fault. Not that my dad had died, but the fact that I didn't have a dad. When I was at school growing up, I didn't know any different, because I never had a dad. And all I knew was people, sort of my friends and everybody like that, all had dads. And I felt because I didn't have one, I had to basically lie about his existence, because I thought I was quite embarrassed to say that my dad had died. I know, it's weird, I know, but just giving you sort of the back details to this. So obviously, the relationship with my mum, because she was the sole person who provided, looked after us, looked out for us, give us those speeches and things like that, and what to and what not to do. I am very, very close to my mum. So you can imagine, I've got this this woman who's a very strong figure in my life, very influential figure in my life, and this is the first time anything like this has happened. Where, I mean, she's had issues, but we're not going into that. But this is the first time really where anything's issues where I was absolutely shitting myself. Now thankfully she's okay, she's recovering, but the next couple of weeks is going to be quite critical. And I could talk about this. I'm trying to think of the positive in it. I'm not trying to, I'm trying not to get too deep with it. But when I got that phone call, and then it got confirmed about this stroke, it's like it was just the worst thing ever. So So I rushed down. My mum lives in Nottingham. I rushed down to Nottingham and spent some time with her in the hospital. Then she came out sort of midweek of the hospital as well. My sisters are there now looking after her. And yeah, it was just the worst thing ever. The worst thing ever. And I'm sort of, it's really weird. I think my point is that I don't know about you people, but if that's happened to you guys, you know, I know it can be quite raw. It might be quite raw with some people. I do apologise for that if it is. But for me, because I always thought that my mum was this strong figure, I never thought that something like that could happen to her. So I sort of put things like that to the back of my mind, because I don't really want to accept that things like that can happen to my mum. It just knocked me for six, really. It really knocked me for six. And I think my point of all this is the fact that people's backstories, you don't know people's backstories, do you? And it don't matter what you say to people and what you do with people. I know life goes on, and I know that you've got to, life goes on, and you've just got to, they say, get on with it, and time is a healer and all that. But obviously people deal with things differently, don't they? People's emotions are different. Yeah, so people deal with grief and emotions and things like that differently, don't they? A lot differently to some other people. I'm not very good at dealing with it. The backstory to all this is, yeah, it's absolutely devastating that happened, but people don't know people's backstories. People don't know that, you know, like this guy in front coming up on the bike here. He might have just happened to him. That's how he deals with grief. He might be really angry and he needs to vent some anger, and he's just waiting for somebody to say something to him or to cut him up on his bike. This guy in front in the car, he might just, or she might have had some devastating news about her own health. She can't really deal with it, and she's not really bothered, you know, about life itself. So somebody might just rub her up the wrong way, and she might just lose it and go postal. Going postal, if people don't know, is a saying, I think comes from America, where a postal worker just lost his shit, really, basically, and killed all his colleagues. I don't know too much detail into it, but I think that's where the term going postal comes from. It does refer to sometimes in books and things like that. Anyway, digress. So yeah, it's just this thing into it. It's just really weird what life throws at you, and how we have to deal with that. And I don't think it matters that, because I've dealt with death, I've dealt with grief, and I don't think it matters, because every occasion is different, because obviously people have different influences and levels in your life, don't they? But yeah, it just knocked me for six. Absolutely knocked me for six. So coming out on the bike today is proper. I saw it was going to be sunny, and I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to go out on the bike. I'm just going to do a local run. I'm going to go and get some breakfast. So yeah, I just thought I'd just get on the bike, basically, and you know, as you know, and as it is for a lot of you people, jumping on the bike, it helps. It helps clear your head, clear your thoughts. I am a bit of an overthinker. I had a comment this morning. Basically, this is the other thing, isn't it? Just to get my words right. This is the other thing. When people send texts, let's just get past these. Yeah, when people send texts and things like that, you never know the emotion that's attached to that text. You know, whether it's humour, whether it's anger, you just don't know, do you? Sometimes when we put emojis in, I think that's probably why emojis was invented, actually, because you can put a laughing emoji in, or a crying emoji in, or a broken heart emoji, or whatever, that basically can set the mood, but it still doesn't do it fully, does it? This is why things get thrown out of context, because it's like when things get published in newspapers. Yeah, I know a lot of it's garbage from mainstream tabloid and shit like that, but it's subjective. It's what people think about, you know, how they want to interpret it. Basically, that's the word I was looking for. How they want to interpret what that says. Some people take offence, some people don't, and it'd be boring if it wasn't like that, because that'd make us all the same, wouldn't it? And we're definitely not all the same. So yeah, so it's quite funny. So I put a vlog out going to Hell's Fire Pass. Really enjoyed the day, brilliant day. Like I say, it's Saturday this morning. I've had a ton of comments, and I got one this morning. Opened my eyes, got out of bed, looked at this comment. I don't really get many bad comments, so you know it's going to be a bad comment. Well, again, subjective. And somebody said to me that I was, they hate how the Englishmen always pronounce things wrong, and let's just get past these. Full concentration required. So yeah, just going back to the emotion attached to a message. I had one this morning from obviously a Welshman. Said I was what was the word he used now? I can't even remember what he said. It was that insignificant. Well, it wasn't. What words did he use now? Something like he always finds it disrespectful how an Englishman, or offensive, finds it offensive that an Englishman doesn't pronounce passes the correct way in Wales. A couple of things on the back of that. First of all, lad, you know, I'm an Englishman, just assuming. So that's your ignorance there straight away. And I don't normally get wrapped up with these, but I think it's just going back to my earlier point that, you know, you don't know people's backstories. Just be nice to everybody. And I don't normally rise up to these, but the thing was, I found it offensive that he pretty much judged me, or she judged me. Let's be right. And if they knew me, they know that I'm really not like that. And when I go away, wherever I go away, I'll always try and interact. I'll always try and pronounce things. When I go to Spain, I was using the Spanish to the best of my ability. And that's what I do, because I embrace it. I embrace the culture. Now, there's going to be some Welsh words. I've seen some Welsh words and I just cannot, for my life, pronounce them. Doesn't mean I'm disrespectful. Doesn't mean I don't think you've got a beautiful country like I do, like I'm the same with Scotland. You know? I don't give a shit whether you're Welsh, Scottish, German, American, or whatever. You've got respect for me, I'll have respect for you. And that's my point, really. It's like, this is why it annoys me that, you know, me and Pika, me mate Pika, my brother Pika, when we send messages to each other, we do a lot through a video. I never used to do that. It's the thing that Pika started doing, and I thought, well, actually, it makes sense, because you can see the emotion behind the message, and it's a lot easier as well. But you can see the emotion behind the message. People can put things in messages all the time, put things in comments. People, don't get me wrong, even say things that people take offence to. But sometimes that's because probably the way people deliver that comment. So my point is, like I say, you just can't judge people, can you? You can't judge people. You can't assume that everybody is having a great day. You just can't. So that's my rant over. I had to do the bit at the beginning because I just wanted to use that as a good example, and the timing couldn't have been any more perfect. So yeah, let's get on with the ride. So we are just going over to, like I say, Monash. I need some fuel. I've got about 4 to 6 miles left in the tank. Luckily there's a fuel station at the end of here, so I'll get some fuel. I need to get around here. Oh, you nearly fucking went, didn't you? Prick.
Easy.
So if you enjoyed this video, guys, hope you if you did, please consider that subscribe. It's all down to you, but please consider that subscribe. It does help the channel out. I do appreciate it. Please like and share and comment as well. It's good to have that interaction with you guys. So remember, guys, it doesn't matter who you are, what you ride, or where you're from. Every day is an adventure. Crazy out.